news is bad. Did you hear? The war is getting closer. You look so downcast. Is anything the matter? Has it been a bad day today?
It's nothing. Oh.
Then why all the sighing? It does no one any good going to bed feeling sad. You won't be able to rest. I'm very sure it was a very bad day for you today at the hospital. With those young green nurses to cope with, I find it rather unsettling myself having to cope with my junior clerks. Many a times I would rather do the work myself.
Charles, I have something to tell you. Something very important. I did not go to work today. I went to see Dr. Woods instead.
And what did the White Witch doctor say? What good news has he for us?
Charles, please stop. Stop calling him a witch doctor. You know perfectly well he's a qualified gynecologist. And the news, as you call it, is not good news. Charles, the only son of Obi Arinze, and I, your wife, your first wife, Maria, can have no more children for you. The doctor told me why it will not be possible. I caught an infection after the birth of Osita. I now know I can never make any baby anymore.
Is that all? Oh, my poor Maria. The doctor could be wrong. You may give me a child one day. And how many times have I told you that I married you for yourself? For what you are, your understanding, your beauty. I married you for yourself, Maria. Did I wait for you to be pregnant before taking you to that Catholic altar in London? You know very well that most of our men do that. They make sure their girlfriends are fertile before marrying them. But I did not do that, Maria, my love. Because you alone were good enough for me. I was and I am quite happy with you. When our son Osita was born in London, my cup of happiness was full. You women of our race seem to think, erroneously mind you, that it is only the white man that has the depth of love capable enough to marry a childless woman. Remember how happy we were as students? That little place in South Kensington where the coffee was so strong.
A son. An only son. It's too risky.
Too risky for what? Osita's son is intelligent enough.
An only son is too risky to secure a direct line. Osita needs a brother or two. It is too much of a responsibility. Oh, my God. What shall I do? Go back to our town in Ibusa and see a native juju doctor? What shall I do?
Maria, nothing is beyond the power of God, you know. Or have you forgotten that we are Christians, Igbos and Catholics? Do I look like someone who would go back on my word?
Oh, Charles, I do not doubt your words. But what about the words of your mother, your father, your people? What will they say to me? A childless woman who would not let her husband have more children from other women just because they are Christians?
You're right. We're all children of our tradition, but I love you, Maria. And I will not let our people ruin our happy life together.
Charles, please, if in the future your people do force you to take another woman, know this, I will never stand in your way. Just warn me. Just let me know. That is all I ask. Osita, come in.
Will we have to go away?
Go away?
The boys at school said if Uru comes closer to Lagos, we would.
I hope not, my boy. I hope not. Good night.
Good night, Osita. Sleep well, my boy.
Good night, Mama.
Our little Osita was right. The war is creeping down from the northern region. We may be forced to leave Lagos in a few weeks and go home. Now stop worrying about unimportant things.
This woman, she's from the Igbos in the east. Terrible things they did to her. Very bad. They plucked out one of her eyes and forced her to cook it and then eat it.
Now, why did they not just kill her straight out instead of making another human being go through such a thing?
I don't know, my son, if she's not even one of the lucky ones. Very few people caught on the run escape alive to tell their own story. What of those unfortunate soldiers who were made to eat their own droppings? And they're made to drink their own urine.
Oh, please, Father.
And then were killed by...
Father, stop!
Father, it is horrible. But our women are present.
I'm sorry, good daughter. I sometimes forget myself.
It is bad, Father. It makes me sad to realize that when the white men were ruling us, fewer people were killed. Now that we rule ourselves, see what is happening. Killing, killing.
Now, good daughter, you talk like a woman. We cannot push the hand of the clock back. As you civilized people say, we must rule ourselves. Oh, we will make mistakes. And this is one of the mistakes. My prayer is that it all ends soon.
This is a teething period. I'm quite sure the British diplomats knew it would come. Anyway, after these first failures, we will stop blaming them for what happens to us. We will start looking into ourselves. And maybe we will discover what it is in us that gives other people the impression that we can be used first as slaves and then as colonial laborers.
Come on, boy. Oh, keep quiet. Keep quiet, boy. Come on. Come on, boy. Keep quiet. You must know your new mother. You must know that you are not alone and that you are not poor. That you have a grown-up brother and a new mother who will take you back to Lagos and bring you up into the European way. Also, boy, eh? This is your new son, my daughter. Your husband's son, so your son. His mother is outside waiting for you as the senior wife to invite her to come. He's our grandson, and his name is Afam. Afame Efuna. Remember, good daughter, that no woman in Ibusa, however educated and however rich, will tell her husband not to take another woman when he feels like it. My son has a great reason for doing so. Osita is now over 12 years old, and we have seen no signs of another child yet. So, Afam is now his brother.
Mother, please stop, please.
Did you hear that? Do you hear our son? The son that I fed for 2 whole years on this breast, telling me, his mother, to stop talking? People here say that you abduct him with something. Medicine or what, I do not know. Now I don't know if I should not believe them. I am doing my duty. When your son Osita grows up to be a man, it will be your duty to do the same for him if the same situation occurs.
My senior and most treasured wife, you have done your duty and what is expected of you. Don't spoil it by too much talking.
Yes.
I appreciate your help. Thank you. It is hard, my daughter. It is hard, especially as you've been such a good wife. I know how you must feel. It is hard. But what is a woman without children? Yes. Oh, you gave us one son. We are grateful. But my only son grew up as a lonely cloud. I do not want his own son to grow up like that. I do not want the story repeated again. One would have thought we are a clan of only one son, while other clans grow in number and claim our lands and claim our hearts, just because we have no men. No, my daughter. One piece of kernel can never make a drop of oil. But if you add it with another, you have oil. True. Your position in this household, in this family, the Arinze family, will be of respect and will not be threatened. This, you know, is the law of our land. Women command respect in their own family.
I'm very sorry, Maria. I meant to tell you about all this in my own good time. I did not wish to be such a shock, believe me.
Is it to your wife you should be saying you are sorry? Or to your mother, whom you have insulted to her face? Yeah. If you do not correct your ways, your people are here, and they will find you. Yes, we will. I have done all the talking there is to be done to your Maria. It is left to her to decide for herself. Let her be and stop insulting your manhood in our presence.
Whatever will I hear next?
I do not wish to distress you, Mother. I love you both, my wife and you. For the two of you are my roots. And Mother, what is a man without strong roots? Is a plant not stronger for having deeper roots? Don't cry so, Mother, please.
All right, son. All right, woman. Charles, bring a piece of kola nut to appease your mother with. A good man should always keep his mother and his woman happy.
Tell the young wife to bring in a piece of kola nut so that father can say prayers to the gods to fertilize her the more.
No. No, Mother. I have to say no. Maria and I will decide the right time for her to come to the family home. She will not come in here until my first and only wife is ready. Osita? Osita! Should I bring a big kola nut from the shed in the inner room to appease her mother?
Here, Father, here is the kola nut. I have just rinsed it.
Thank you, Osita. You will forgive me, Mother. Please touch the kola nut to show that you hold us no grudge. After all, am I not your only son? Do not let your anger go so deep.
Our mother, Oboshi, I have thanked you before. Now I am thanking you again for our new son, Afam. Today is not his birthday, but today he is accepted by his new mother. And my son, my stupid son Charles, has offended his mother. Dear Mother Oboshi, Forgive our son's foolishness. This our new boy, Afam. Make him their mother Oboshi. Make him greater than his father so that he will bring glory to his family name. And if anyone should look at him with an evil eye, may that person's eye be burnt out in his or her head. Do not, Mother Oboshi, pass by my son's first wife, Maria. Give her a son too. You are capable of such great miracles. Dear Mother Oboshi, end this horrible war that is tearing our country apart. For how can brother fight against his own brother? End this war, Mother.
Osita. Osita. Osita, where are you? Osita, my son.
Yes, Mother, I am here.
Take your brother Afam, take him to the backyard, wash him, and give him some of your old shirts. Take him.
But we took him down to the stream this morning, his mother and I. We washed him. He's clean.
But big mother, am I not his mother now? Am I not to decide whether he's clean enough for me or not? I want him properly washed so that he can look like a son of mine.
I do not know that we are not clean enough for the townspeople.
Mother.
You heard what I said, son. I must go and tell my people at Umu Adafe that we have arrived. I'll be home before the evening meal.
She does not care, does she? Civilized.
Maria, you know something?
What?
You know something? I'm still very much in love with you. The way you behaved in the Busa when Mother brought up Afam's episode all of a sudden.
I have told you I do not wish to discuss the matter. The war is over. You've got your job back and so have I mine. Your son Afam is here. When we are fully settled in again, we shall start our marriage on a new footing. Until then, don't bother to talk to me about it.
What am I supposed to be doing while you're still busy nursing the wound in your mind and getting sorrier and sorrier for yourself? Keep staring at your indifferent back all night long?
When you were not bored by my back, you sneaked home on the pretense that you were going on a business trip. And you made that harlot pregnant. Then go to her now, or are you fed up with her already? Then take another woman. There are endless women who would like to be married to a young, successful man like you. What is preventing you? Are you frightened already?
You must stop talking like that. You'll make yourself ugly in your bitterness.
Oh, let me go, Charles.
I must tell you why I did what I did.
Oh, keep your explanation to yourself. To think you have lied to me in this very room. Oh, I do hate to sleep in it. And in the same bed with you after all the lies you've been feeding me with on that bed.
Huh? So where is the cool Maria everyone was talking of in the Busa? It was all a pretense. All along, you were wallowing in self-pity.
Is that what you call it? I must let you know that I've made up my mind about many things. And I'm not wallowing in self-pity as you think. I shall still be your wife unless things become really unbearable. Let me go.
Where are you going? Why don't you let us talk this out like adults?
Like adults? But you've been doing things behind my back. And like a child, you put the blame on others. Did they force her into your bed? Did your mother hold her for you? It's not your fault. You make me sick.
You must stop it.
All right, beat me. Why did you stop? Have I not failed you? Not being able to fill your house with boys? Ah! You snapped me.
You won't listen to me otherwise, and you won't stop talking rubbish. What I did for you. You may not realize it now, but you will see it all if you bother to think about it. I will not let them call you names. I will not let my people hate you. I will not let them call you a witch and say that you have turned me into a woman or that you dictate what goes on in this house. I will not let them do that to you. I have to show my people that I am an independent man in my own house. I must show them that I'm a man, an African man. You do not know. You can never imagine what a responsibility being an only son is. As a boy, I had to be very careful not to take any risks so as not to break any single bone of my precious body. Even playing football with my friends made my mother worry so. Because on me lies the responsibility of continuing the Renzi line. I had to do very well at school. That was always my responsibility. My responsibility, as if I would ever forget. Now, the only time I disobeyed my parents was when I married you before they had time to raise a protest. I do not want such a restricted life for our sons. I want them to be free to marry the woman they love, and not because of her fertility. And please, Maria, don't call Afam's mother her harlot. Try to understand. Her husband died after only 2 years of marriage. She had 2 children by him, and Afam is a 3rd child. She too is suffering.
Why did you not tell me? Why did you have to wait 4 whole years? And then allow your mother to tell me in such a crude way?
I just did not wish to cause you any pain. It was painful for me too, lying to you all those years. But you see, I kept hoping for the right moment, when maybe you would be pregnant yourself. I was a coward. I'm sorry.
It's done. It's part of me now. I just have to live with it. Every Nigerian woman has to live with the knowledge that one day her husband is bound to marry a younger woman. You know our trouble? We waste the most productive part of our lives getting qualified. What a big price to pay. If I'd had a daughter, I would have seen to it that she married in her teens, like our people used to do, before the arrival of all this new crazy learning.
Maria, don't take it so. I mean, which modern Nigerian man would marry an illiterate and ill-qualified woman? If you had a daughter and she married in her teens, first, she would only be some old man's 2nd or 5th wife, and then she would not be able to give the kind of financial support that you have given me all these happy years. I'm sorry I hit you. First time I've ever done such a thing.
Yes. Many, many things have changed.
I'm sorry. No one can say now that you and you alone control me, and that is why I cannot take another woman. Now they'll know that I'm free to do so, and that you do not even raise any row. My parents were very impressed.
I've been thinking seriously about our son, too. I need my security and identity inside this marriage.
Yes. Go on. You were saying?
You see, I will have to put some money away for Osita and save up for my old age and look after my parents. They're both getting very old, and Father is very weak. I hope you will not be hurt if I make arrangements for my income to be paid into a separate account. My account. I haven't had one since my student days in England.
Now, what other securities do you need? I mean, what does a woman need apart from her husband's name? Have you ever lacked anything financially?
You see, my husband, things change. My parents are getting old.
All right, I will increase the allowance, and Osita does not need any money.
Thank you, Charles. I want my separate account and be free to do what I want with my income.
But Maria, my darling, your income contributes almost 50% of our living expenses. Our living standard will suffer. The gardeners will have to go, and the housemaids. What will our friends say?
I don't think our friends will say much. They'll soon get used to seeing us living modestly. Some of the servants may have to go. But we'll learn to manage somehow. I'm sorry, but you said many a time that you married me because you love me, not my monthly salary. You see, there's bound to be a time when I should be completely redundant in this household, and I want to save up for that time. Also, there's bound to be a time when there'll be so many children of yours that my son will be denied the kind of education he's having now. And I want to make sure he does not suffer.
But Maria, you must know by now that I will always regard Osita's wants as my first priority.
Then I will be a help to you. For I will now see that your first priorities are well met. The woman, the mother of your son, I saw her, caught a glimpse of her. She was carrying a baby girl on her back. Is that baby yours too? I thought so. I thought she looked like you. Oh, all I want from this muddle of the old and the new is my individuality. Good night, Charles.
Thank you.